Hi there, welcome to the golf club. My name's John, hope you're doing good. And let's get right down to business. We are starting with a par 4 first hole. Let's go.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today my name is Andy, and today something not sim related, sim racing related. Yes, we're going something very different. This is the Golf Club 2019, and this is teeing off poorly into the rough on the first hole at Royal Portrush. Now what this is
That's unfortunate. Okay.
is a little bit
yeah,
of
rough,
having a play on the course and also kind of reviewing the Open Championship, which starts tomorrow. This video being obviously out on Wednesday. It's 148th Open in history. This time it is being held at this course, which is the Dunlance Links course at Portrush in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. It's only the second time, as I try and line this putt up properly. Oh, hello. Hey, nice, birdie. It's only the second time that the Open has ever been held outside of England or Scotland. Traditionally, it's been held at one of those two countries. We all know places like St Andrews, Carnoustie, places like that is where it normally is. It's a links course is where it is, so normally it's quite close to, as you can see in the distance there on the left hand side, the sea. Quite close to the coastal side of things, which means the courses are normally laid out due to the contours of the the actual landscape. I've completely hooked the feck off of that one. Whereas obviously some courses are actually sculptured properly. Right, and this is not one of them. Any links course has got its own majestic sort of links, ways to it. It's usually quite hilly, could be quite a lot of rough. The wind especially will play a major part in it. And although not the hugest golf fan, I do enjoy playing games like this. Used to love the Tiger Woods games back in the day. And I am a sports fan as a whole. I try and keep up with as much as I can. So I thought I would do something a bit different. We'd have a wee look at a little bit of history behind the Open, what to expect from this weekend, and a couple of people to look out for during the event. Now this is by no ways a good preview. So, there's plenty of better ones out there with plenty of more well-informed people. But this is just something
I
thought it'd be quite cool to do, something a little bit different as we try to make par here and just do it on the par 5 second. So I say it's the 148th Open. The last time and the only other time the Open was held here at Royal Portrush in Northern Ireland was 68 years ago.
What is this? Hole number 3.
Which was the 80th Open Championship, 1951. And that was the first time it was held outside England or Scotland. This year's event is, as I say, the second time that that's happened and being hosted away from its traditional sort of events that are like St Andrews, Carnoustie and places like that. Turnberry as well. I know I've just named the Scottish ones to be perfectly honest, but they're the ones I can remember better. Ooh, gonna roll off the back here unfortunately on the par 3. Don't roll down the hill. Don't roll down the hill. Don't roll down the hill. Don't roll down the bloody... For feck's sake. 156 players will take part in an attempt to win the coveted Claret Jug trophy. Probably one of the most famous trophies around, and certainly the most famous in golf, as I just scrape around the third hole there. I think the only thing that's probably as well known in golf would be the green jacket at Augusta for the Masters. But yeah, 156 players. We're hoping to take home the Claret Jug and the winner's cut of $1.9 million. Out of 156, we got 47 Americans, the biggest contingent of any country, 25 Englishmen, 11 South Africans, and only 5 Scots taken to the first tee. A very international field that covers the 6 major continents. The 7th continent, of course, is Antarctica, and well, nobody really stays there. Plus, it's too cold for golf. Can you imagine trying to play golf there?
Wow.
One of the hazards would be to avoid a polar bear. There are 15 former champions in the field, with, of course, last year's winner, which was the very likeable Italian Francesco Molinari, who won at Carnoustie last time out. So he's the defending champions. There's 32 debutants as well making their first Open appearance. And there's also 6 amateurs who, along with trying to win the event outright, are hoping to take home the Amateurs Silver Medal, as I've really gone too long on that one there, I wasn't paying attention. Top amateur gets to the end of the event through all 4 rounds, wins the silver medal for best amateur, so that's definitely another one to look out for during the event. But it's at the top end. I've gone too much on that as well. I hate chipping out the side. There's plenty of names we know on there, which I'm coming on to in just a moment. The oldest winner and the youngest winner are actually the same name, as I've completely screwed that one up. Goodness me, that was a nightmare. Told you I'm not the best at this. But yeah, the oldest winner and the youngest winner is Tom Morris, so not the same person. Old Tom Morris, as he was known as, was 46 in 1967, and then the following year his son, young Tom Morris, won it as a 17-year-old in 1868. Harry Vardon has 6 wins at the event between 1896 and 1914, so he is the most winningest competitor at the Open. Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear, the Great Bear himself, 7 times a runner-up to go with his 3 victories at the event, so he's always won for going for the majors. This is going to land in the fairway, so that's good. And obviously he did pick up the 3 wins. He's still got the most major victories. This is going in the sands, it's going to run down the hill. Great. So it's going to be interesting. If we move on to some of the actual competitors, as I try and figure out what's the best shot to take here. This is annoying. Give me a second. I'm gonna do it that way. There we go. And then completely mess it up. Well, that was good. Anyway, so the 2 favourites for the event is Northern Ireland's own Rory McIlroy, who's obviously won the Open before. The only thing he's not... Oh, for goodness sake, done it again. You're going to see a lot of this, by the way, while I'm playing. I'm not the greatest. Roll down the hill. That was totally meant. And Brooks Koepka, I can never pronounce that name correctly. 9 to 1 roughly you can get for McIlroy to win outright. Koepka is around about 10 to 1, as it's a lovely putt to save par, because I needed that. Rory is looking good coming in. He's had some really good events. Bit weak at the Scottish Open last week at the Renaissance course, which is the traditional Open, precursor the week before. His putting was the thing that was letting him down again, as I've gone far too long, Jesus. I'm not the greatest at this, there you go. But he's definitely one to look out for. He's obviously the favourite. He's, maybe most people's want for the event. He's, home favourite, so to speak, because I've gone long again by going up a club like an absolute arsehole. It's a good job I can talk better than I can play, I'll tell you that much. Oh, hello. Oh, it's just going to curve away. Bogey it is then. So, definitely McIlroy's the one. If he wins, the bookies are going to be paying out a lot of money. Because if he wins this, he's going to be the biggest one. Kopka, though, is the American. He's won 4 of the last 10 majors, 2 US Opens and 2 PGA Championships, including this year's event as well. The PGA was normally the last major of the year, but it has now been moved forward to May, so now the Open is the last major of the year out of the 4. He's won 2 US, 2 PGAs, including this year's. He was also tied for second, I believe it was, as well, at the Masters. Yeah, tied for second at this year's Masters. And he was also tied for 6th in his best Open event as well. So he's definitely the man in form. He's definitely the one that people are looking out for. And he's definitely one that a lot of people will be betting on. Definitely
nice.
The man you want to keep an eye on. Also, we can't mention an Open without mentioning Tiger Woods. The man himself, the man who we know from these kind of games that EA used to do years ago. He's about 18 to 1 roughly in some places. Earlier on this year, he done probably one of the greatest sporting comebacks as I finally get a birdie. By winning the Masters this year at Augusta. Fantastic comeback. He's been through an awful lot. He dropped way down the rankings at one point. Hugely, massively down the rankings, into the 100 pluses, you know. It's just a huge drop. He took time off. He's had major issues with back injuries. He's needed surgery as well, I do believe, but he's taken a bit of a lighter schedule. He's only playing certain events, playing for the majors, and most people who, you know golf a lot better than me would say that his best chances of winning majors would be Augusta and an Open. He just seems to be quite well suited to them. Stop where you are. So he's definitely one you can't obviously rule out at any point. I mean, if he has a good couple of rounds, you can expect to see quite a bit of support and money heading towards Woods in the later rounds. There'll always be money for Woods to win the event. Next one I've picked out would be Justin Rose. 22 to 1 roughly you can get on the Englishman. Many people put Rose in as a possible major winner at most events. He's world number 4. With good reason as well. He's been 8 top 10s at majors since 2015, so it's quite a good return for your money, especially considering there's quite a few places paying out 10 places this week, and if you are going for an each way bet, and he's always there or thereabouts, still to win a major if I remember correctly. But he's always got an opportunity. He's been in the top 10 in the rankings for quite a while now, and he could be a good shout for an outside bet, as I've made a complete hash of that one by going down a club again. And then we've got Dustin Johnston. The American is, I think he's 3rd in the world at the moment. He's been in the top 10 for 228 weeks. 228 weeks. That is, he's been top 10 in the world rankings for, what's that, about 4 or 5 years now? Turn. Oh, missed again. So, yeah, it's a phenomenal consistency. However, he's only ever won one major event, and that was the US Open in 2016. He's finished second at both this year's Masters and PGA Championships, so in terms of majors, he's coming in on good form, and definitely won again. Outside point of view, probably got about 16 to 1. For someone that's in the top 10 in the world, that's pretty good price if you ask me. I'm hoping that one's not going to go too left. You can see the sea out to the north of us there, and again in the rough. I can never hit a fairway in regulation. There you go. John will definitely be one to watch out for. And then obviously you can't not talk about last year's winner Molinari, Francesco Molinari, the Italian. Well liked player, part of the Ryder Cup team that won, the European Ryder Cup team that won last year. won the event last year as well, and comes in still in good form. Hello.
Wait,
Oh, nicely
yes.
done. I wasn't expecting that one, sorry. There you go, there's one for the highlight reel. Defending champ, so yeah, he's a fan favourite, can't be ruled out, but he's only ever had 5 top 5 finishes in major history, including the victory last year at Carnoustie. So unlike some of the top players, you look at, you know, top 10, top 5 finishes who have got much better results, you wouldn't really look at it that way, but this kind of event, links course, can't really rule anybody out. If someone really gets into the swing of things, and it's just going to be something that's going to be one to watch out for. And then the last one I picked out as a sort of outside bet as Ricky Fowler, get around about 33 to 40 to 1 on the American, as I've run too far off the back of the green again. I'm good at making things hard for myself. He's never won a major, but he's always been there or thereabout. You can never discount him. He's definitely, you know, at that sort of price, around about 30 and 40 to 1s, he's definitely worth an each way, especially if you're with a, you know, betting with a company that's paying out to about 10 places. Turn, good.
Solid.
Saved that one. And he's definitely one to keep an eye on as well, because he could definitely be there or thereabout as time comes by and as the week goes on. You can see, looking at the scoreboard there, out in 38, which was shocker. 4th screwing me up badly. And you can see distances there. We're talking 7,347 yards. Very, very long. I think it's a 71, par 71 course, if I remember correctly. So definitely going to be good ones. This is going to be one of the holes to keep an eye out on. A massively long par 5. You can see that I've got a 5 mile an hour wind coming across me, so want to get this down the middle of the fairway, and I have done nicely. But you look at the undulations there. This is obviously a recreated course, and it just shows you what links is about. It's about the undulations. I'm going to bring this down to a 2 iron. Try not to go too far. I like that. I like that. Big bounce. Okay, I don't like it as much as I thought, but I'm on in 2 anyway, so we'll see if we can drop this one for eagle. Be quite nice. So let's see. I'm going to come to about there and just hope that's going to do the trick. I've not hit that hard enough. I've tapped that with the consistency of a bird slapping you in the face. And when I mean bird, I mean a flappy bird. Get the birdie though, so I'll take that. 2-putt birdie's good. Should put me back to evens. Yeah, even. So I'm back to even par at least.
Nice solid birdie on that last hole.
Par 3s. And you're always going to be looking out for par 3s as well. You're hoping for seeing a hole in one. 20 feet down. Oh god, I've not got a middle sort of club. Sheesh. Wish I had a 4 iron here right now. 20 feet down, so I'd want to take a club less with a 6 mile an hour wind. That's a 2 club less. 184 yards, carry. Okay, I'll take the chance of the 5 iron and hope. Swing in away from the bunker. Yeah, I should have went with a 3. But then again, I'd probably been off the back. It's tricky. I mean, this is just a game, and you know, you imagine trying to play this kind of course. You see the wind about. Okay, here we go. This one to but it's par. Always, you know, one of those major events. Everybody knows nice I'm a motorsport fan, F1 fan first of all. But I'm a big sports fan as a whole. I love playing these golf games, even though go ahead and drop this one into the fairway. I'm not the biggest. I was keeping an eye on Wimbledon the other week as well. Even bits for the Cricket World Cup as well. You know, I like sport as a whole, and I like knowing as much as possible. So you know, the Open's a great event. It's a fantastic spectacle as well, and it's going to be phenomenal. 4 days worth of action. You've seen some.
Good so far.
It's going to be long as hell. There's been some major moments as well. 1999, I think it was Carnoustie. Can't remember the guy's name, the Frenchman. He only needed a bogey on the last, on the 18th, to win. And he went for it and ended up actually in the stream. Took his shoes and everything off to go in and play the shot from the burn. Decided better off it. I like that putt. And ended up getting, I think it was a double or a triple, which meant he was then tied. Went into a playoff and lost. I think that was Paul Laurie. Was that the year that Paul Laurie won as well? Pretty sure it was. Laurie, he came out of nowhere to win his Open as well. Nobody knew about Paul Laurie at the time that he won. So it's always a chance for someone that you maybe don't know to wake a victory as well. 156 player field. So you've always got that opportunity, and unlike places like the Masters, which is a bit more, that's going in the sand. No, it's not. The Masters is a bit more, it's going in the sand, going for a wee beach day. The Masters is a bit more invitational event. The PGAs and the US Open are not quite, got the same amount of players. This is a chance where, some of the qualifying spots are given. That was just, that nearly went in actually. Some of the qualifying spots go to the Korean Tour, Asian Tour, stuff like that. So you see players you don't normally see getting a chance to be on the big stage, and that's what I think makes the Open probably the best major. I mean, the Masters isn't too far off it either, to be perfectly honest. This is going to be hell on earth playing this shot. This is going to be a tricky par 3. It's quite a long one as well. I mean, for the real life golfer, should be easy enough to play with a 3. I would imagine they can hit so far these days.
Nice. Okay,
but the links element of it, the large field of players you don't normally see, this is so close. I think it makes it the best major. The Masters is a close second, because with that invitational sort of feel to it, it is special, and it's the same course every year, whereas the Open, US Open, the PGA and all of that always change.
17th hole coming up.
Augusta's just got a special feel. It's the only time an event's played there is the Masters every year in April, so it's a great event in itself.
So far, so good.
Nothing beats having a go around Augusta, I can say that much. But coming towards the end of this round now anyway, coming into the final stretch.
Okay, we're
on to the 17th, so only got this in the last hole to go. There's a few cracking holes in here as well, the players are going to have to be really, really careful around some of these holes. They look easy enough in some sense. It's going off the back of the green again as I go long. I don't know what it is about this course. I seem to be going long on a lot of holes. Anyway, there's a lot of tricky bits there. I mean, there's not as bad as the rough as you see in some links courses. Sometimes the rough is horrific, and you can see it's quite bad there, but there's plenty of fairway to work between. I think it's Turnberry's got some horrible rough. St Andrews is of course I enjoy as well though, but I'm really looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. It's bound to be close. Sunday night will be interesting to see who is in contention come Sunday afternoon, and then who takes the victory come. It'll probably be late afternoon, early Sunday evening for that. Nice wee drive, 300 yards.
Now we are looking at around
and this is the hole where, if you look at these stands as well, right, they're going to be full obviously. And if we just come back, right, we'll go back to that. It's a 5-iron I'm playing with. Look at that. It's opening and inviting, but look at the grandstand. That is going to be absolutely bouncing on Sunday when someone's coming up the 18th. It's nice and inviting as well. It doesn't look too... It's a good hole, but at the same time it's not one of these murderous holes. that you can get in some courses, and with the grandstands there, that's just going to be a phenomenal atmosphere come Sunday. Let's see if we can finish off with a nice birdie putt here. Nope, we're going to run by the hole on the right hand side. That's not too good.
And for the par.
But we'll finish with par. It's only a 1 over. So not too bad, considering how a lot of my playing on this sometimes goes. And there we go, 72, 1 over. So not too bad. I know it's been a bit of a ramble. It's just been a bit of a fun review, something a little bit different. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this kind of thing, let me know. Comment below. Tell me if you enjoyed this. Do you want to see more golf club stuff? Let me know. We'll see what happens. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are watching the action this weekend, do enjoy 4 days worth of what will be fantastic golfing action at Royal Portrush. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe. If you like cars, you'll see plenty of it on here. So do hit the bell icon as well. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this wee differing video, and comment below who do you want to win the Open. Do you want to see me do more of these videos? Till next time, my name's Andy. I'll see you again soon. Ta-da.